And today we're going to be talking about the Holyton HT50 GPS drone. That's right, this is a little sub 250 gram drone that connects to the GPS system to help guide it, help it hold position, and help you maneuver it. It also has a tiltable gimbal in the front as well, which is a nice feature. And what's good about it being 249 grams is you don't need a license. It doesn't need to be registered. You can just go outside and fly and have a good time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring you down. We're going to take a closer look at this drone, and then we're going to go outside and fly it. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. And all right, here's the little drone right here. Check it out. It looks very modern. It looks very quality. Along with the drone, you're going to get the controller. The controller is going to come with this overlay right here. So if you are new to the drone or new to drone flying, you can see what all the controls do as you're flying. It has the phone holder inside. You do have a flip-up antenna in the back. You're also going to get a gimbal protector. You're going to get a charge cord for the battery, and you're going to get a screwdriver and some extra blades and extra screws for your drone. The battery is stored in the back right here. You just simply push a button on the bottom to release it, and you pull it out. The charge port is on the side. You're going to get 25 minutes of flight time with this battery. When you go to activate your drone, you tap the power button on the back here and you hold it down until it powers up. You can see your charge indicator on the back as to how much battery you have left. And then you tap and hold again to shut the drone off. You can see your little camera in the front right here. Like I said, it does tilt. It is not a 3-axis or stabilized, but you can tilt it while in the air. Did I mention that you also get a nice carrying case with the Holyton logo on there? And you can see inside it's going to hold all your stuff. Now with the controller feels good in hand. It has a nice weight. You're going to get 1,640 foot of range with this controller, and it takes about 60 minutes to charge it. You're going to get about 10 hours of use out of it before you have to recharge it, and you don't have to replace the battery. It does have a charge port that you can charge it back up, so you don't have to buy those transmitter batteries. Now with the little camera right here in the front, you're going to get 4K photos with this camera. But if you're going to be using it for video, the resolution is going to be 2688 by 1512 at 25 frames a second, or you can do 1920 by 1080 at 25 frames a second. The field of view for the lens is 120 degrees. It shoots JPEGs. The video formats are AVI and MP4, and it does take just a little micro SD card in here with a maximum capacity of 256 gigabytes. So very, very cool. Very, very capable. I have had this connected to GPS, connecting up to 12 GPS satellites at a time. Now this little drone does have several flight modes, including tap to fly. So it'll pull up a map and you touch the points that you want the drone to go to, and it will fly and hit those points for you. You have follow me. You have helix, which it'll fly away from you and then around you. You have a hand gesture modes. You have rocket mode, where it does the thing where it'll just start low and just take off and get you that overhead shot to a certain distance. It has a circle mode, so it'll circle your target. And then it also has what they call the droney shot, and that's where it flies backwards and increases the altitude while keeping the camera on the target the whole time. So a smart drone as well. So what I think we need to do is let's go ahead. We're going to cut over to the test flight so you can see me flying it in the front, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here we are in the front yard with a little Holyton drone, the HT50. And the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to unfold it, just like so. Make sure you take your gimbal protector off, because it's not a full 3-axis gimbal, but you can tilt your camera up and down once you're in the air. And we're going to just set it on a flat surface. Going to hit the button on the back and power up the drone. Just tap it and then hold the power button until you hear the chime. We're going to turn on the controller. I'm going to use this little reference guide too. And then what you need to do is you're going to connect your phone to the Holyton Wi-Fi connection. Once you connect to that Wi-Fi connection, you can see right here. You can actually see the car. We are now connected. The drone is ready. The first thing you're going to want to do before takeoff is you're going to push both sticks down and to the left. You'll see the lights flash on the drone, and that's calibrating the compass before you take off. Make sure you do that before you take off and calibrate it on a smooth, flat surface. All right, so what we're going to do is, and it's going to take a few minutes, but on the top left-hand side of the phone, you're going to wait for it to connect to at least 10 GPS satellites before you take off. That's going to give you the most accurate position, hold, and flight. So just be patient. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes or so, but just give it that time to connect to those satellites. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take off. We have 11 satellites. Got everything nice and calibrated. You can see it's holding position. This is one of my favorite stunts to do to see if the GPS is working. Is you grab the drone, pull it, and it goes right back to where it's supposed to be. I don't really recommend doing that, but that way you know the GPS is working. We're going to go ahead and start recording some video. I'm not going to go very high, just for respect of my neighbors. Make sure you fly in an area that is safe. Now what's good about this drone is it does only weigh 249 grams, so you don't need to register this drone. It is under that registration weight limit. So it's going to be a great beginner drone and a really good drone as an introduction to GPS drones as well. Go ahead and buzz down the screen a little further. Now, if you try to be really smooth on your stick, you can see that you can actually get some nice, pretty steady footage out of this thing. And that's one of the things that you can practice when flying. Be smooth. You don't want to be real jerky and fast on the controls, because that's when you're going to get in trouble. Like if I was just making hard movements like this, the footage is going to look terrible. You're not going to be able to use that. So be nice and smooth. Now, one other thing with this right stick is how you control your speed. So if you hit it and push it directly down, we're now in sport mode, which is going to make the drone even faster. You can see now it's a bit more aggressive. Also, if you find yourself in heavy winds and you're having a hard time getting back, put it in sport mode. That's going to give you the extra power you need to get back home safely. Now we're back in stable mode. We only got two modes, sport mode and stable. We're just kind of cruising around nice and gentle here. Does a good job. It holds its position fairly decently. It does move around about 2 or 3 feet, but it won't go outside of that perimeter while it's in GPS mode. We are locked on 12 satellites now, which is even better. And you can see it's actually just holding itself right there. So for a little beginner drone with GPS, this thing is actually handling the GPS quite nicely. See if we can bring it a little closer to the camera. Check that out. I'm not even touching our controls at this point. It's just moving itself right there. You're doing a good job. I'm impressed, Holyton. You did a good job with this one. Go ahead and put it back in sport. Buzz around a little bit. We can do some dives. Fly low if we want to. There you go, just a nice little flyer. ahead and stop the video. I must say, the video feedback is very clear. I haven't lost signal yet. You always want to keep your drone within line of sight. And I mean, you guys can tell me, how do you think the video looks? Go ahead and bring it on in. Just like that. Back home, safe. Let's go ahead and go back inside. Okay, so what do you think of this little drone? It flies quite nice. Now, as I said in the video, and I apologize for the audio in that video, the drone was causing more sound than I thought. Make sure that you're connected to at least 10 satellites before you take off, because whenever I was connected with less than 10, the GPS doesn't work nearly as well. So get 10, 11 satellites before you take off. Make sure you do your calibrations before each flight, just to make sure it's nice and stable. I flew it uncalibrated, and it was doing some crazy wavy stuff in the air every time I would let off the throttle. So make sure that you take the extra time to connect to the satellites and take the extra time to calibrate your drone to get the best flight possible. It holds position quite well. The camera looks nice. If you fly on a calm day and you fly real smooth, you'll be able to get the shots that you want to get. It's nice that you can tilt that gimbal up and down as per how you need it to be. And overall, a very nice drone for those wanting to get their first GPS drone and step up into the real world, as I call it, of drone flying, because once you fly with GPS, you don't want to fly without it. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.